What if I told you a major conviction in a high-profile political case could now be completely overturned? And it all comes down to one decision by the Supreme Court. So, is Steve Bannon's conviction actually canceled? Let's break it down. Intro 020. This story has taken a huge turn in 2026. The U.S. Supreme Court has stepped into the Steve Bannon case, and their move could change everything. But to understand this, we need to go back to the beginning. What happened before 045? Steve Bannon, a former advisor to Donald Trump, was involved in the January 6th investigation. He was asked to cooperate with Congress, but he refused. Because of that, he was charged with contempt of Congress. And later, he was convicted and even served jail time. At that point, it looked like the case was closed. Supreme Court move 120. But now, things have changed. The Supreme Court has allowed the case to be reconsidered. This doesn't mean Bannon is automatically cleared, but it opens the door for his conviction to potentially be thrown out. And that's a huge deal. Why this is happening? 150. So, why is this happening now? The key issue is about executive privilege. Basically, whether Bannon had the right to refuse cooperation because of his connection to Donald Trump. If the court agrees with that argument, then the entire conviction could collapse. Why this matters? 225. This case is bigger than just one person. It could change how future investigations work, especially when it comes to powerful political figures and their advisors. If this conviction is overturned, it could make it harder for Congress to enforce subpoenas in the future. What happens next? 255. Now, the case goes back to a lower court. They will review everything again and decide whether the conviction should stand or be dismissed. So the final outcome is still uncertain. Conclusion 320. Right now, this is a turning point. A case that once looked finished is now back in the spotlight. And, depending on what happens next, it could have long-term effects on the legal and political system. Outro 340. So what do you think? Should the conviction be overturned, or should it stay? Let me know your opinion in the comments.